Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sophie. I am a sophomore in college and I actually transferred to the university that I'm currently at from a different one. This is my second semester here and I am so far so much happier here than I was at my old school, and I kind of just wanted to make a video talking about what it was like for me to transfer and any advice for other people who are maybe thinking about transferring, because I have a lot of friends who maybe are thinking about transferring or have thought about transferring who come to me for advice, because it's kind of scary when you don't really know anyone who's done it and you don't know what it's like. So I wanted to just make a video talking about the process of it, what it's like, how to deal with any anxieties related to it, and just kind of what my experience was like. So here it is. Okay, so first things first, I think people sometimes get confused about what the process for applying to transfer is, and it's actually very similar to the process when you're first applying to college, as a senior in high school. So you still use the Common App. Obviously there's still schools that don't use the Common App for whatever year you're applying, but there is special Common App. There's a special Common application for transfer students, and I think actually it was nice since it hadn't been a full year yet since I was a senior in high school, because I was applying when I was still a freshman in college. I still had all my information kind of saved in the Common App, so I kind of didn't have to redo that. But I will say I don't want to discourage people from transferring, because it was honestly the best decision I've ever made, but I did find the Common App a little more tedious when I was transferring than when I was a senior in high school, just because I didn't have in high school I had my guidance counselor to kind of help me send in transcripts, and there was so much going on at school about helping me with my Common App. Whereas when I was transferring, I had to do a lot of it kind of on my own. Obviously I had my parents' help and support, and I actually did meet with a college counselor a couple times, but it was mostly on me, and that was a little harder. You have to be a little more on top of things. In high school you have your counselor, your guidance counselor sending in the transcripts and all the administrative stuff, but you kind of have to be your own administrator, because you have to be the middleman between your old school and the schools that you're applying to. But other than that, it's very similar to the senior applying process, but there is additional stuff you need to send in. You need to, because it had only been a year since I graduated high school, I did send in my high school transcripts and all that, and my SATs, ACTs, that I didn't have to retake them, but I think maybe if you're transferring later in your college career you'll have to retake them, but I didn't, luckily. You have to send in those, and then you also have to send in your transcripts from the college that you're currently at. So there's you have to get stuff from your high school and from your current college. So that's a little stressful, but it obviously can be done. It was a little harder for me because when I was applying to schools to transfer to, I had already left my old school because I was taking kind of a gap semester, so I had to do all this through email. But I did it. It was fine. I got it done. And you also do have to get a letter from the school you're transferring from the dean or some academic advisor, saying that you're in good standing with the school and that you didn't get kicked out or anything. And then you do also need recommendations, and I think I had one from a high school teacher and then one from a college professor. Since I only had been at college for one semester, I didn't have a lot of professors I was close to, so I just had one of my teachers from senior year of high school write one, and then one from college, and my college counselor said that was fine. So another thing that you have to do when you're applying is write an essay, and it's different obviously than the essay you probably wrote, excuse me, the essay you probably wrote when you were applying first time around, because this time it's why are you transferring? And it's really important to paint yourself in the most positive light possible, but also show them like why you really feel like you need to leave this school. So it's kind of like a tricky thing to navigate, because you know, you don't want to seem like, oh, I'm just bored at this school, I want to go to a different one, but you also don't want to seem like you're going to be a bad student at their school. So kind of what I accentuated in my transfer essay is just the fact that the school wasn't the right fit for me. And I think that that is usually why people transfer, is because they're at a school where they just don't fit in, or they just feel like they're not living up to their full potential. And using the word potential is like kind of a buzzword in these essays, I think, because you know, you want to show these schools like, I have the potential to be a really great asset to your school, but I'm not reaching that potential at my current school, so let me come to yours. So the essay is where you can really show the schools you're transferring to that you're a good student even though you're leaving your old school. That kind of brings me to my next point. I feel like when I first decided to transfer, I felt like kind of like I was letting myself and my family and my peers down a little bit, because I had been at what was once my dream school, and the school that I had been like really excited to go to. And I've talked to a couple other people who've had that same experience, where they're at what was like their dream school and they're not happy there, but they feel like if they leave, they're letting themselves down. And I just want to say that it is totally okay for you to change your dreams. Like, it's so hard when you're 17 years old and you're a senior in high school and you've never lived outside of your parents' house to decide where you want to go for 4 years, like on your own. You don't know yourself really. Like, you don't know what you want. You kind of just know this vague idea of what you want, but you haven't experienced the real world. Not that like you're in a fake world in high school, but like it's so hard to know what you want when you haven't experienced all the options. And it's easier to know what you want when you know what you don't want, which was kind of my experience. It's fine. Like, it's really not a big deal to transfer. And I know that it's scary and it can kind of make you feel bad, but honestly it was like the best decision I could have made for my mental health and myself. And I wish more people would do it, because I do know a lot of people who are unhappy at their schools, but they feel stuck because they don't want to let themselves or other people down. They don't want to like, I saw it like failure when I first decided to transfer. Like, oh, I couldn't do it. I couldn't make it at this school for whatever reason. But that's not how you should think. It shouldn't seem like you failed at one school. It should just seem like you can do a better job at a different school, because every school is different, and every person is different. There's different fits for different schools, and you might think that you're one type of person, and then you get to college and you're like, wait, I'm not this person. And that's totally okay. The way I see it is, why are you going to pay so much money to be at a school where you're not happy? But other than that, yeah, just do your research and don't be afraid of what anyone else will think. Do what makes you happy, and go to a school where you can really see yourself thriving, whether or not it fits the image that you want people to see. Okay, sorry if this was really rambly, but I've been wanting to make a video about this for a while to talk about it, because when I was transferring, I felt very alone, and like I feel like no one really talks about it. Transferring is very like hush hush, and when I tell people from back home that I transferred, they're like, oh, you transferred. They're kind of like, what happened there? But it shouldn't be like shameful at all. It shouldn't be like oh, did you hear that Sophie transferred? Like, she wasn't happy at her old school. Like, sucks for her, or like, no, it should be something that's open and we talk about, because then it's more normal and people won't feel as ashamed about transferring, and it's not as won't be as scary of a process, and it might encourage more people to do it who maybe wouldn't have done it otherwise because of what they thought other people might say. So yeah, I hope that you liked this video. I hope that this helps some people, and even if you're not thinking about transferring, maybe this changed your opinions on it. And yeah, I hope you liked it, and give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe. I really want to start posting more on this channel and doing more videos about my life at college. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye.